Alright, welcome back to the Doomfall Dynasty. This is episode number 4 of our new, highly experimental, modded 5-region RP Dynasty. What the hell are we doing here? Well, this is, first of all, a modded game. As you might see, we have all 5 regions. That's usually not the case in a normal King of the Castle game. We have a few people in the community who have been delving into the game code and coming up with creative ways to edit the game. And so in this game here, you're going to be finding, again, 5 regions, custom portraits and custom text for some events, and some other neat things that you'll see during the game. And that's part of it. The other part of it is an RP Dynasty. An RP Dynasty, what does that mean? Well, it means that we try to roleplay as our characters. I roleplay my monarchs, and sometimes end up making unoptimal decisions, sometimes even terrible decisions that end up costing the life of my monarch, so that I can roleplay as them, because I think it's more fun. You don't have to do it. You don't have to engage with the game in that way. You can do whatever you want, like you can play to win, you can do whatever you want. But I strongly encourage you to try and create a character in your mind and try to vote as your noble would. Because I think it's more fun. That's how we roll around here. We roleplay by talking as our nobles in chat as well, or on our Discord server. There is a lot of roleplay going on, and people write the lore for their own noble houses. So it's and I try to keep that into consideration, right? So we build the story together, and when something happens between, in episode 2, and then the same noble pops up 2 episodes later in a similar event, I try to remember what happened in episode 2 and try to bring it up and make choices, keeping that into consideration, So we try to build a cool story together. Fun little detail. This is not just RP for the sake of RP. The way it works is, with each and every of these dynasties, I create a premise. I create a narrative premise that changes a little bit what is happening in the game and in the kingdom of our universe. It's kind of like parallel universes in which we explore different timelines. And I change the context, I change sometimes the political situation, the economical situation, the values, the goals, and we use that to then explore different concepts and different ideas and different things that the game can help us explore in RP. So the theme of this dynasty is Doom. So this dynasty is gonna last for another 3 or 4 episodes, no more than that. And the idea is very simple. The kingdom is going towards doom. The kingdom, and with it the whole world, are about to end because an entity is about to wake up that's going to engulf the world in flames. Each reign, at the start of each reign, the kingdom is hit by an affliction, which is something that happens narratively and that lowers the kingdom's stats permanently. So for instance, the new affliction that is hitting the kingdom this time is the affliction of the burning prayers. So we had a few afflictions before. I encourage you to take a look at the intro info on the dynasty that you can find at the link that is posted in that is pinned in chat right now, or on the Discord. But the most current one is the burning prayers affliction, that basically says that every person who prays to the 9th god or to any other god or entity that is not the entity that is menacing and threatening the kingdom runs the risk of burning alive, combusting from within, and being engulfed in flames and dying. There've been a couple people who've gone, who've encountered that fate, and this is our most recent affliction. As some people have pointed out already, the mechanical effects are that authority has been lowered by 1, because of course the clergy has been hit, and then faith has been lowered by 2 across the board, and the cap is now also lowered by 2. All right, if you get lucky, you can pray as much as you want. Yeah. Yeah, immolation by prayer, exactly. Oh, Maito, welcome in. So this is the most recent affliction. The good news, though, is that this apocalypse can be stopped by achieving some quests. The kingdom is well on its way to achieving some quests that allow for some protective rituals to be completed. And again, I encourage you to read the background info for the dynasty to get more info on that. Just suffice it to say that in this reign, you won't be able to complete any quests, because the only quest that is left to complete will be available to complete starting from the end of the next episode. But you can work towards it, because the last quest that needs to be completed is to survive the afflictions. And that means that you have to have, you basically have to raise your stats. Alright? Raise your stats and you'll be fine. So, you can prepare for next episode by raising your stats. Alright, so, with that said, let me read you a quick summary of what happened last time, so that you can catch up. So previously on the Doomfall Dynasty, in the reign of Monarch Lumi the Apostate, who reigned from 971 to 973. Fervent flame queller and staunch northerner, Monarch Lumi is so convinced in their ideas that they resolve to destroy the palace and overthrow Queen Fortune II in order to stop her from wasting time in the kingdom's fight against Sevis. Their plan is simple. Instead of cooperating with the kingdom's neighbors, the safest course of action is to take from them the resources that the kingdom lacks. Their eyes are on the fertile Ashmedian crops right beyond their dagger tops to the south. The efforts to prepare for war prove divisive. The chiefs feel neglected by the monarch and start resenting them, due to Lumi's attempt to grow closer to the barons in the hope of gaining their support. The other regions use the opportunity to start schemes of their own. But while the kingdom grows divided, it also finds faith. Work on a colossal cathedral is started in the March, in a bid to call upon the Ninth to rescue the kingdom in these trying times. And this was one of the main events of last episode, right? Because one of the quests was called Call Upon the Nine, and it involved building a cathedral that cost at least 20,000 gold. And the nobles of the council managed to do that. You all managed to do it by pouring money into this, and at the very last second, literally at the very last fraction of a second, Baron Voshel, Komori Kitsune, contributed with 5,000 gold, and we narrativized it as golems, because House Voshel is, in the lore that Komori wrote, a house of Ashmedian origin who uses golems, so constructing golems helping finish the cathedral. Nobles from all regions unite behind the project, inserting subtle references to other faiths in the building itself. Even golems are employed in the construction, proving essential to the timely completion of the cathedral. The Inquisition, however, is watching, irate at the intrusion of heretical faiths and practices in the construction of a holy site, and enticed by Zylma Nazarene's promised support, High Inquisitor Phoebe leads increasingly bold witch hunts, riling up the common folk. Her true target aren't the heretics, though, but Lumi themselves. The king consort divorcing provides the perfect opportunity. A mob gets its hands on the apostate and drags them off to be burned alive. As they burn on the stake, they curse the fanatical masses with their last breath. And as they die, more people start burning around them, first of which is High Inquisitor Phoebe herself. A new affliction descends upon the kingdom, silencing any prayer with fire. And this is what happened last time on the Doomfall Dynasty. Please give a big round of applause to myself, because I wrote that, and to Lurks for providing some amazing, absolutely fundamental notes. I would never be able to do that. Never, ever, 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 without Lurks notes. So thank you so much, Lurks, for helping me out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This art's so precious. I swear to God. Where's the pun? I want the pun. Masonry and con. Thank you, Lyrics. So, George Wash. George Wash just posted my name, so I thought I should say their name. So, with that out of the way, let's start the game here. The Affliction. How does the Affliction work? Well, as I said, people burn alive. People burn alive. Amy. It's funny. Oh yeah, thank you, Vaspirit. There you go. Boom! Thank you for showing us your grumpy face, Vaspir. Hail to your majesty, it's a difficult time, Lumina deposits curse, but with the support of the people of the capital who put you on the throne, and if we remain steadfast and refuse to submit to service, we will be victorious. I'm praying for you. Get out of here. So, let's begin, as usual, with the coronation. What if you pray underwater? Underwater? Well, there's only one way to find out. Your Majesty, I hope you have plans beyond starting more fires. Chancellor Isaac, always a nice and pleasant presence in this palace. The kingdom is already at the boiling point. Yeah, you pray underwater in a bathtub, you know? Oh no, it's absolutely a real sword. Yeah. So, Your Majesty, I hope you have plans beyond starting more fires. The kingdom is already at a boiling point. I think Isaac is pretty frustrated, yeah. You may have the full support of the Inquisition, but don't forget that the Council always has the last word. That can be a lesson harshly learned. And here we get the first taste of Zylma, you know? And I think that Zylma is not really one for puns. So I think they're gonna answer like this. Don't you dare threaten me, Chancellor. Not even calling them by name, by the way. Don't you dare threaten me, Chancellor. Yeah, Zylma, no, not really great sense of humor, I would say. I'm not threatening you, Your Majesty. I'm trying to warn you. Your downfall might doom us all. Christian, welcome in and thank you for joining. Shall we call the nobles in? Well, I mean, it's true, right? At this point, it's pretty blatant that when a monarch dies, bad things happen. So what do we want to do here? What do we want to do here? Oh my god, do we want to have a lavish ceremony in the south? I think we want to stop this. I don't think we want that. Yeah, we have nothing to do with the military. It's like a surprise to still be alive. Yeah. And seems to be determined to help these fools stay on the throne or get killed trying. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, what coronation should we have, my dear council? I gotta blow my nose while you decide. Oh, this is close. Look at that. 9 to 12. Oh my god. Hold the lavish ceremony in the south or throw the monarch in the river. 9 to 13. Oh my god, look at that authority. If C actually passes. 9 to 14, 10 to 14. That's 27 votes. I think one more vote and we have absolute majority. There you go. We have absolute majority. Let's go. Oh, by the way, why shouldn't we throw them in them? It's not him, but it's them in the river. Well, the afflictions that are actually that are currently afflicting the kingdom are 1. Fruit and crops turn to ash. Not every time, but most of them when they are reaped or picked. 2. The waters of the kingdom are boiling intermittently. So rivers and lakes and coastal waters just at some point start boiling and burning. So that's probably why. You shouldn't throw the monarch in the river. But yeah, let's go. It is decided. The monarch will be thrown in the river. And so it begins. The nobles pick you up and carry out to the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back up the banks, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination, or are some of the nobles stifling giggles? What could go wrong? Yeah. Alright. Council introduction. Let's see what the nobles have to say. Hello, Amy. May the 9th... A little bit of smoke coming out of your mouth. Right there and then. How, Hugo? How's it going? Yeah. May the 9th... Our plans have come to fruition, but there isn't much cause for celebration. But yeah, that cup is absolutely smoke. Yep. Your Grace, 6 churches have already caught fire this week due to devotees praying for your coronation. Please do something. May the South be blessed. Indeed, Your Grace. Now introduce yourself to the rest of the council, but don't forget what I told you today. By the way, I don't mean that cup is smoke, because Amy smokes a lot. But in the sense that, hey, you're starting to burn from the inside. At the mention of the 9. For those of you who might be new, you know, around here, and maybe didn't get that. So let's introduce ourselves to... Let's do counts. Let's do the counts. Oh, and by the way, text is... So far, all the custom text is mine. This counts one, I took inspiration from something that Morgrim wrote. So it's... custom text is partly mine and partly Morgrim's tonight. Sora, look at that! An honor to finally make your acquaintance, Your Grace. We have discovered several cults by the smoke rising from secluded glades. The sleeping ember makes no distinctions, it would seem. Huh. Oh yeah, Gordias is doing great right now. Okay. Thank you for the update, Sora. Let's move on to the patricians. A pleasure, Your August Majesty. Sailors are a superstitious bunch. A dozen vessels have already been burned to a crisp since last month, and I'd bet more will follow. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shiny. Oh no, that's not it, Sora. Not it. J-Joe, hello and welcome and thank you for joining. How are you doing? You are a patrician! Let's introduce ourselves to... Chiefs, yeah. Marley, hi! We have to put a stop to this, Your Highness. If the God Speakers can't speak, the North won't be able to keep its swords in place, and worse things will descend upon the kingdom. Okay, that's not ominous at all. Thank you for the update, Marley. Thank you. J. Joe, you are joining in a roleplay dynasty, so we're not really playing to win around here, but we're playing to make a good story. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And now let's introduce ourselves to the Barons. German, hello. Hail, my liege. We have reports from border towns of golems being shut down for lack of fuel, aka prayers. Even House Voshel had to... Oh, right. You probably don't want to hear any of that. Because, yeah, Zylma isn't really fond of golems, you know, and the church isn't either. Especially after they were instrumental in constructing, in completing the cathedral, you know? They're really not a fan of House Voshel's golems. Zylma and the Inquisition. Yeah, also Golden Choice is nerfed, yes. Yeah, exactly. I mean, no. They're talking about the openly public golems. Alright, with that, the introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices. Meanwhile, what do you think? Will there be a good little monarch and do as they're told? Too early to tell. We should have a backup plan, just in case. Alright. Exactly, Kane, yeah. And now, let's find out more about Zylma. So, Tialis is still bold, you're right. Oh my god, Tialis. Love that. I'm not running ads, so this is really odd that it's happening. There should be no ads now. Actually, now that you're telling me that there are ads running, I'm gonna make a note to check if I can find something. Oh yeah, also welcome the new Spy Master, Lantina. Because you might remember that Shade was involved in condemning, basically, Alfonso Nazarene, Kane's character, right? And Zylma is from the same family, and, you know, Shade didn't really do a great job handling the investigation for Alfonso. So the Nazarene family didn't really trust Shade, and so Zylma decided that, you know, they'd rather have a new Spy Master. Yeah, they didn't trust Shade. Look into reach ads and rerolls. There you go. Your Majesty, this is Morgrim's, by the way. This is Morgrim's text. Your Majesty, over the last few weeks, we have been dealing with far more fires than even you had planned for, and many of them people we can scarcely afford to lose. This new affliction is already spreading fear, and we are still uncertain of its limits. How do you intend to respond? Yeah, no worries, Astral. Take care. Everyone is snarky, yeah. So who is Zylma? Let me tell you a little bit about Zylma. Zylma is a traditionalist Grandee, right? Like, they are Grandee's Grandee, as someone described them. They very highly value honor and faith. They're Grandee. They're Grandee. Yeah, 3 monarchs in 4 years makes people snarky, yeah. You know, they absolutely have the support of the Inquisition. You know, they might be a former Inquisitor, or maybe they just started to become one. You know? I think they probably started to become an Inquisitor, and then they either started becoming an Inquisitor and then dropped out, or started doing something else, or they studied but then never took the test, so to speak, you know? They're more Grandee than the Grandee next to them. Yeah, traditionalist Grandee, honor and faith, probably former Inquisitor or qualified to be an Inquisitor, I would say. And yeah, they're well known for being pretty intransigent, you know? So very, very strict in their views. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that that's what they are. And I think that they see only one way out of this, right? Oh, this thing is trying to prevent us from praying? Well, let's pray. Let's be a saint. The church will love you, I suspect, but will anyone else? Intransigent? I think that's how we pronounce it, right? Or is it not? Is it not? Now I'm getting doubts. Is that it? Intransigent, right? Yeah. You know, thinking about it honestly, with a name like Doomfall Dynasty, this kingdom was doomed from the start. But didn't have quite the personality for it. Could be that too, yeah. What could go wrong? Puff. Not heard the word before. Okay. Intransigent. It means yeah, very strict in your ways, right? Very, not very elastic. Unmoving. Yeah. Unmoving in your ways. Irremovable. You know? That kind of stuff. Adamant, yeah. Oh, no worries, no worries. Inflexible. Inflexible is a good word, yeah. Uncompromising. There you go. Yeah, this. See? Grammar with MrKaji. Alright. That's my aim, Amy. Making things weird enough that normal things feel weird. So, let's go. That's what Zylma wants. Oh my god. I just read the traits that I'm rereading the traits that I wrote for Zylma. Oh my god, this person. Well, let's continue. Let's take a look at oh my god, who is this vampire? Sibyl of the Marid bloodline, legendary queller, stands before blazing hearth, yelling at full volume. When have the barons of the March back down from a fight? Never. I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful queen, on the throne. Well, barons of the March, what do you want to do? To overthrow Monarch Zylma, if you do want to do that. Do you want to start an uprising trying to raise the treasury? Do you want to spread propaganda trying to lower stability? Or do you want to use gunpowder and lower authority? What do you want to do? My dear barons, vote now. We're kind of running late, so I'm not gonna give you too much time on these votes, alright? I'm gonna try to be a bit more streamlined in my time, you know, in my counting down on votes, just so you know, this is fair warning, and I'm gonna do that over the course of the stream unless we have some very important votes. So I would encourage you all to refresh while the other regions vote on their scheme. All right, so you've been warned. Refresh now, so you so you reset the delay, and I'm gonna count down from 5 here. If you're a baron, you should vote now. We have Simple Coffee, Azure, Maito, Astral, Marid, German, Kajasamet, and Komori. Counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Uprising it is. The barons plan to incite a peasant uprising to overthrow the monarch before swooping in to seal the throne for themselves. To advance their scheme, they must raise the treasury to 2,000 or more in 2 seasons. German, definitely refresh, because you probably have like 2-3 minutes of lag. Bjarne of the Ryena clan, cutie. Steadfast Northern Elder stands precariously in a longhouse crossbeam, droning on as if in a trance. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this impostor monarch Zylma. How do we make that happen? Chiefs of the North, what do you want to do here? Do you want to intimidate the monarch, trying to raise stability? Do you want to spread a prophecy, follow prophets trying to raise authority, or do you want to follow Hornblower and lower all faith? Is it the toot? Prophecy? You do have more family members, yes. Yes, you do. Wow. Looks like it's prophecy. Looks like it's a prophecy. Okay, let's go. Damn, everybody voted. Let's go. Chiefs are very active. Good job. Chiefs plan to realize an ancient northern prophecy before the new king arises. The kingdom will be ruled by a mad tyrant. To advance their scheme, the chiefs must raise authority to 5 or more in 2 seasons. Bada boom. Alright. Oh, look at that. This is a familiar face. Katoka of the Mayura dynasty. Quiet, pious hermit leans delicately on a podium, whispering carefully. So... yeah, so the game gave us another Katoka, and we decided to make it the same. We never mess up with claimants, right? With claimant's name. We never force a claimant to repeat. But if the game offers us twice in a row the same name, we might consider doing this. We're not gonna always do it, but it felt fitting this time. Yeah. Yeah, she was from episode 3, exactly. Oh no. Oh no, this broke the game. Morgrim. Oh no, Morgrim. Oh no, Morgrim. Oh no. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Let's do the time warp again. Yeah, this is pause. How do I fix this? If I click enough times, it should go, right? Pull the file and claim getting a new family? Okay, yeah, makes sense. So, I have to quit though, right? So, we're gonna super quickly quit. I'm gonna pull the... Which event file is it, please? Tell me the name of the event file, would you be so kind? Morgrim. Go, plugins. It is... Count scheme, no. Start count scheme, okay, great. There you go. Thank you. So I'll have to ask you all to join again, please. There you go. Please join, please join. So it's whispering so quietly, no one can hear anything, and everyone is just sitting in silence. Yeah, apologies for that, but you know that's the kind of stuff that happens when you're running a highly experimental modded dynasty, I guess. Joined. All right, I'll give you a few more seconds to join. Actually, I can just start. You're still gonna be able to join once the game is going, and the season, fantastic. Wait. Oh, I have to quit the game? God damn it. Well, let's see that. Let's do that super quickly. Boom. Boom. Rihanna, absolutely refresh. Refresh, Rihanna. Refresh. Alright, the game is already starting. There we go. Let's try again. And oh no, I should have given it a little bit more time, right? I have no idea. Oh, there you go. Fantastic. Boom! Join again! Join again, everybody. Join. How are you all spending the last days in the kingdom? We have a bunch of counts, look at that. Alright, let's go. Join again. Because we are restarting, so absolutely do join again. Eventful for sure. Katoka of the Soramayura. Yeah, let's just ignore this text here. Counts of the East, what do you want to do? To overthrow Monarch Zylma? Do you want to try to find a doppelganger trying to lower your own defiance? Do you want to offer them ascension trying to lower your own faith? Or do you want to try to possess them trying to lower your own defiance, summoning a demon? What do you want to do? What do you want to do, my dear counts here? Oh, is it possession? Looks like it's gonna be possession here. We have, yeah, that's majority. That's an absolute majority here. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Same thing, yeah. Let's make them immortal. You know, I wonder what would happen if that was the case. I wonder what would happen if you managed to make a monarch immortal, given how the monarch's death starts afflictions. I guess we might never find out. The counts plan to summon a demon to possess the monarch, putting them totally under their control. First, they must lull the monarch into a false sense of security. To advance their scheme, the counts must lower their defiance to 4 or less in 2 seasons. You get your afflictions, yeah. It does sound like a Dark Souls thing, yeah. Devi of the Vaspir lineage, and of course, the typical Vaspir frown. Sinister Southern Vintner stands bathed in sunshine, ranting in a fury. Praise be! Zylma now sits the throne and the Grandies are in charge, but the other regions will already be scheming to depose them. Do we stay loyal to the new monarch or cut our losses and put me on the throne instead? What do you want to do, Grandies? You only have 2. Do you want to be a loyalist, or do you want to excommunicate the monarch and lower stability? Well, that's a thing that can happen. It did replace 1. Yeah, so that's a thing that can happen, we found out, with 5 regions. And what happened here? Let me explain to you. So basically, what happened was that all the... So, the other regions all rolled the common schemes, right? So all the common schemes were already selected when the Grandies' time to pick their scheme happened. And the scheme that the Grandies won with last time was disabled. And so now they only have 2. And it's loyalists, it looks like. Oh, it can happen with 3 regions too? That's cool. That settles it then. Glory to the monarch and glory to the 9th god. But we can always change our minds. If Zylma ever gets out of line, we can take up our arms and get rid of them the old-fashioned way. Grandi's goal is to aid the monarch, but you can always rebel. Alright. And finally we have the patricians. Basil of the sparse corruption family. Eccentric doomsayer. Scribbles with a well-used quill and hardwood desk, speaking calmly. Huh. Yeah, fervor was the replace option. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Monarch Zylma. Something must be done. What do you want to do, my dear patricians? Do you want to use sorcery and raise authority? Do you want to use subterfuge and lower stability? Or do you want to start a conspiracy trying to lower treasury? No corruption. Incredible. Incredible. Wait, do we only have 2 patricians? Oh my god. We only have 2 patricians? Well, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. Hesperus, are you a patrician? You should rejoin if you are. Shiny? Yeah, you should. Y'all should rejoin. Yeah, Shiny, there you are. Hesperus, there you are. Let's get into... Yeah, rejoin everybody, because we had to close the game because of a bug. So everybody just give me a round of rejoining real quick. Just one, in case somebody forgot to join. We had to do it twice, so if you rejoined once, you might still not have rejoined. So everybody just give me one rejoin. Alright. I was getting food. Yeah, it's alright. The patricians plan to sink the monarch under a notion of debt. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower the treasury to 1,500 or less in 3 seasons. Alright. So we have an embittered step-aunt, a long-lost nephew, an ambitious vassal, another embittered step-aunt, and a bastard offshoot. Race player, you missed scheme selection and ambition selection. How you doing? So what do we do here? Oh wow, this is... We gotta take stock account. Absolutely, let's go. Our distant cousin, we're gonna burn that fucker. A dangerous cult? Immediately a dangerous cult. The priests bring ever more concerning reports of a wild cult at large in the east. These fanatics call themselves the 8th chapter, and they claim to have found the arm of a dead god. Nonsense or blasphemy, possibly both. Yeah, and it's bunko. Church attendance is already down, and with it tithes, we can hardly manage without tithes. This heresy cannot stand, the council must do something to stop it. Well, I would say High Inquisitor, without a doubt. Eighth chapter claiming to have found a way to stop Sevis probably. Oh my god, you're right. And see, here is when a monarch really makes the difference, right? Because like, Fortune II or Lumi would have probably tried to figure out a way to carve it with these people. Zylma doesn't want to hear a word of it. But we need tithes to build cathedrals, Baspier. It's actually doing something else while the others are scheming. Well, let's burn these fuckers. Let's burn these fuckers. Also, yeah, like, come on. We don't want to mess with this kind of stuff. They prayed with physical object? I don't know. Let them cook? I knew it. I knew it. I should have used stop the count. I knew it. Any barons or patricians who want to vote? Yeah, there you go. Voting on B. Well, okay. Discreetly dispatch a spy to find out more, okay? Dispatch the spy and hope to hear back soon. The nature of subterfuge demands that those in charge remain in the dark. Well, we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. If the kingdom burns because of that, I'll be able to tell you I told you. You're a distant cousin. Let's burn this guy. Otter Valinor, damn. He's so dashing. Your greatness, I have a matter of some delicacy to speak with you about. Good day, cousin. How's the old kingdom going, huh? I always thought it looked like a lot of work, but I suppose you get a fancy hat. Lord Fitzalbert is your very, 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 very distant cousin, about 50th in line to the throne. You haven't seen me in years. Cousin, why are you dressed like that? Quite the dashing figure, aren't I? I had to borrow a few bits from Chief Otter Valinor after a donkey chewed through my coat. Lord Fitzalbert's been staying at my estate for the last year, Your Greatness, but unfortunately there have been some financial impacts. He's been borrowing money from me for months, saying he'll pay me back when his luck turns. But now my coffers are bare. Yes, poor Otter Valinor couldn't even afford a little banquet to see me off. I'm sorry it's come to this, but I must petition the court for funds, Your Highness. Huh. Huh. Yeah, I suspect that kinda... Oh my god. I'll say let's live into sort itself out, you know? I'd say let's just ignore this guy. Why should we help this useless, absolutely useless guy? Fitzalbert. As if we had time to think about Fitzalbert. Fitzalbert. We have more serious concerns right now, I would say. Yeah, we do in fact have bigger problems, exactly. Yeah, let's go. Alright, looks like that's going to happen. If it's too late when you vote, consider refreshing, alright? Lord Fitzalbert storms out in a noisy huff. Still, at least the treasury is safe from her cousin's grasp. Fantastic. Now let's see what happens here. I knew it. Oh my god, I knew it! I wanted to say it. Why didn't I say it? I wanted to say it. I wanted to say it's going to be a battle royale by sparse corruption. And there it is. Your Serene Highness, I have a brilliant idea. Why don't you hold a battle royale to choose your honor guard? If you let us host it in the coast, I'll even pay for it. The spectacle will boost our economy massively. And of course, I'm confident the coastal gladiators will win. It might be, yeah. Your Majesty, this is pointless. Oh, also, hello, Marshal Armory. Yeah, Zylma wasn't really happy with what Ula was doing too. Why don't you just choose your honor guard and have done with it? Do I want to... I don't think I want to do it. I don't think I want to do it. I think I want to choose my honor guard. And I think it's gonna be the nuns. Of course. Of course. Oh my god, which ones are they? Which one are they? Which ones are they? Eastern Knights, Veterans of the March. So, East March Coast. So, this should be Northern Warriors, right? And this should be Southern Nuns. Is it? I think... Yeah, top left is Warriors, right? So it should be this. Are you sure? Are we sure? So option 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is longer, right? Okay. Thank you. I'll make the arrangements at once. The battle nuns arrive in the palace a few weeks later. They nod to you silently, their solemn steel masks betray nothing before filing into formation behind your throne. Yeah, exactly. End season. Let's go. Far to the north, where snow-blanketed landscape and wolves howl in the night, the chiefs uncover an ancient prophecy foretelling the rise of a tyrant monarch and the warrior who will overthrow them. This isn't what the prophecy says would happen. Right, wasn't there supposed to be a tyrant monarch? Something about drowning the kingdom in blood? Hey, keep your hat on. We're not there yet, but they need a bit of encouragement, that's all. A few more executions, unjust imprisonments, that sort of thing, then the prophecy will be fulfilled, and Bjarne will rise. The chiefs aim to raise authority to at least 5. Yes, Keltel is just the eternal schemer. Somewhere in the march, a group of barons are touring Baroness Maita's impressive trophy room. Once the tour is over, a bottle of brandy is uncorked and the barons settle down for some light treason as a treat. It's not enough. The common folk couldn't care less about the monarch or their hoarded wealth. How are we supposed to incite an uprising in this climate? I don't know, Amy. We should start by ensuring the monarch actually has some wealth to flaunt. A shame the monarch seems determined to be destitute. Perhaps they're just really bad with money. The barons aim to raise the treasury to 2,000 or more. I don't know. Shiny? That's the thing. The nuns have a vote of silence, so they're not going to be praying. So they're not going to be burning. See? Big brain here. Big brain. Ads are coming, so take a look at this. Take a look at this. Have fun. All right, I'm gonna leave you here 2 minutes. I'm gonna use the restroom, and yeah, it is only when you pray out loud, supposedly. All right, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Some ads are running, so I'm gonna use the opportunity and quickly use the restroom. You did the same. Grab a toilet. I'll be right back. All right, just a few seconds. All right. And welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around, everybody. Have you considered your options? Huh? I think you've had plenty of time, so without any further ado, let us start this auction. 3, 2, 1. Boom, let's start. Exclamation mark fund, followed by the letter of the bill you want to fund, followed by the amount of money you want to spend. Your options are raising faith for the barons with A, raising military for the barons with B, raising authority with C, lowering authority with D, lowering farming for the counts with E, raising stability with F, raising farming for the grandees with G, lowering faith for the grandees with H, lowering stability with I, and lowering trade for the patricians with J. Once again, big shout out to ShinyWorks for managing to figure out a way to display all of this in a single screen, even though this is a 5-region game. This is absolutely incredible. There are 20 seconds left in just a moment here. Marley, I'm gonna tell you in a moment here. Marley, you have 1250. 1250. 10 seconds left now. I'll let you know there's 5 seconds left. What are you building? What are you building? What are you building? 5 seconds. No regional quests. No regional quests. No regional quests. No regional quests. So you are really giving up on the regional quests. It's gonna be real fun when the new afflictions hit if you didn't. Oh wow. Oh wow. Are you trying to keep Zylma on the throne? That's interesting. So we get a library and a monument. Huh, interesting. Okay. Raising stability and authority. Yeah, you're stabilizing. That's new. Okay. A city in flames. You're complaining, causing, and finding a spouse. More time to get regional quests. Well, let's start with the cousin. Interesting news from the north. Do all your family reunions go this well? Is my cousin travel again? You could say that. Lord Fitzalbert has decided to tell everyone that you're unwilling to give someone of your own blood funds on which to survive. It's stirring up bad feeling against you. Better to nip this in the bud before it gets out of control. Well. Oh my god, Zylma really wants to reprimand this guy. So, I'm gonna veto this. Zylma really wants to reprimand Fitzalbert with potentially devastating consequences, but they really want to do that. They really want to do that. Which cousin at this point? 30% is not high. Like, this could possibly have very, very bad consequences, but I think that Zylma doesn't care. I think that Zylma is pretty pissed off at Fitzalbert right now and just wants to shout in his face. How dare you! I'm gonna freaking burn you alive. Something like that, you know? Things that cousins tell cousins all the time. I'm sure you did too. Do we have any patricians here? Do we have any patricians? Patricians 1, patricians 2, patricians 3. 7 to 12, I think this is it. Yeah, no, Fitz does not. Fitz is not great. 8 to 12, this is actually getting closer, so I'm gonna count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. 8 to 13, that's it. Final result. Fuck, it's a failure. You send a stern letter to Lord Fitzalbert, chiding him for his behavior. You do not hear anything back. Perhaps a storm is brewing. Is this monarch really gonna be doomed by Fitzalbert? I don't want to even believe this. Well. A City in Flames. Nice title. Your Highness, there's been a terrible fire in the city of Calebra, where once there were buildings, there is now a field of smoldering ash. Dozens of peasants have died. This probably started because, you know, what caused this fire? Let's just ignore this. Yeah, exactly. Let's just say that this was somebody praying, right? Let's just say that that was somebody praying and just combusting and, you know, burning up the entire city. I was hoping the council might unlock some funds from the treasury so we could rebuild. Yeah, which funds? Warehouse regulations isn't bad. You know, that's not bad at all. I think Zylma wants to help here. But I think that rather introduce warehouse regulations. Chiefs. That does help the chiefs though, right? Yeah, but there's not much we can do. Yeah, I think that's what they would go for. Yeah. I don't think they would give the money. The cause of death nowadays, yeah. Wait. Oh, oh my god, yeah, no, I thought that was veto. Oh god, I really hope that doesn't pass for my vote. That would be silly. That would be really silly. 69. Alright, I'm gonna count down from 5 here. This is very close, so if you want to vote now, this might be decisive. Counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. 9 to 10. Wow, in the end. 4 votes for A coming in at the very last second. Most of the townsfolk celebrate that justice has been done and future disasters have been averted. Though the grandees who bear the cost of rebuilding grumble that money would have been much more helpful. By the 9th, what is the point of having a monarch in the first place? Meanwhile, merchants chafe against the new regulations. Many migrate to other regions where the laws are less restrictive. Alright. And now finding a spouse. Your Majesty, it's important that you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference, men, women, or do you not mind? Do we want to be pure for the 9th? Is that something we want to do? Is that something that interests Zylma? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Zylma wants manly men. Actually, not super manly, but I think they want men. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messengers to the most influential families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, send the twinks, exactly. Back in the north, at Chief Skeleton Recognition's clan hall, a congregation of god speakers huddle around the tablets. Praise Morgana, the tablets are genuine! Yeah, you know, I'd love that alternative, Amy, yeah. Oh no, Lurks, no. Praise Morgana, the tablets are genuine. Then the gods are good and we're blessed, and Bjarne will be our king. All hail the Lord Render! Cheers circle a clan hall, and Magavale is steeped over Bjarne's head. The influence of the old gods is spreading. We must ensure we keep the old ways of the north alive, and surely Morgana will bless us with the power to crown Bjarne. For the next city of the chief's scheme, they must lower their faith to 4 or less in 4 seasons. Interesting. The old Wassy. Hidden in a labyrinth beneath an eastern castle, a pair of counts meet to speak of their schemes against the monarch. The Chancellor sent me a fruit basket last week to thank us for our efforts in helping the crown. It's working. Our reputation is secure. Our problem now is the Archbishop. His beady little eyes will be focused on us if we are not careful. You must evade him at all costs. For the next stage of their scheme, the counts must lower their faith to 4 or less in 4 seasons. Huh. Alright. So who do we tax here? Who do we tax? Who do we tax? Pats and Barons? Because they're the richest. And Grandies, too. You know? Pats and Barons and Grandies. Oh, this is just 250, right? That sounds like a very sound strategy, Amy. You know, it might be this. Come on, it's just 250. I'm not even taking a lot of money from you. I think it might be this. I mean, the treasury is not doing great. Yeah, look at that. The Pats are even getting a lot more money here. So, I think we might go with this. Even just to redistribute a little bit more of a little bit of wealth, right? I'd rather get more money, of course. But that doesn't sound possible. It's like with a common tax, 2100 is could be okay. Yeah, let's just keep it at this for now. 2100 is okay. Let's see it that way. A rogue golem. Huh. Oh my god. Let's start with the golem, because we don't like golems around here. Let's start with the golem. A rogue golem has crossed into our territory over the Ash Medium border, Your Majesty. This could be an exciting opportunity. Why did he cross over here? It was instructed to dig a trench, but evidently not told when to stop. He had dug a 16-mile furrow through the landscape and over the border by the time he stopped it. I think so, Morgrim, yeah. Please, my liege, this is our chance to figure out how this golem magic works. We could even turn it against Ashmead. Your Majesty, the barons would drown their own grandmothers to get an advantage over Ashmead, or over the chief's counts, patricians, and grandees. Golems are an offense to the Ninth God, and they're dangerous. We should destroy it before it gets out of control. We should destroy it. We should freaking destroy it. We should destroy it. So I'm going to stop the count on this one, I think. I'm going to stop the count on this. I don't want to hear anything. Yeah, the Lenda Golem ist. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta destroy this thing. Like, the thing that y'all don't realize is that these heretical things are actively damaging the kingdom. Their very existence is a threat to our existence. The fact that they are here amongst us, the fact that they are allowed to exist, is an existential risk for the kingdom. And you all just do not realize it. So we should really band together and destroy this. Okay? And this is what Zylma would say, probably. I'm gonna be using stop the count, which means that you will have 15 seconds to vote. Alright, and then the vote will close automatically. But I will do a countdown from 10. Alright? So you can start voting ahead of time in case there's some delay. Alright? So you can try voting like when I'm at 5 or when I'm at 3 or whatever. If it is too early and your vote doesn't come through, sometimes Twitch can block your messages from being repeated within 30 seconds. In that case, just change the capitalization of any letter and you will be allowed to send the same message again to vote. Okay? Is it all clear? So I'm gonna count down from 10. If you have some delay, start voting before I'm done with the countdown. And then I'm gonna start the vote at 0. And it will last 15 seconds and it will close. If you vote too early and you have to repeat it, change the capitalization and repost it. Alright? Okay. So the vote starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Vote now. You have 15 seconds. Everybody vote. 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 Votes coming in. Votes coming in. Vote. 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 Please, let's destroy this thing. Why do you want to take it apart and figure out its secrets? 5 seconds left. 5 seconds. Vote. Vote now. Vote now. Vote now. Vote now. Vote now. Vote now. Amazing job. Wow. A lot of people voted. I love how we do. Can I just say I'm very proud of this community because I've never seen Stop the Count work this well. We are very good at this. So, big round of applause. We're really cool. We are really cool, y'all. Also, fuck you for voting C. The secrets of the golems have been a mystery for too long. I'll put our very best artisans to work figuring it out. A few weeks later, Baron Risk Player II reports back with a gleeful smile. It's slow going, my liege, but we're getting somewhere. In a few months, I think we'll have cracked it. I am so upset at Risk Player right now. So upset. Well, let's take a look at this Warlock. God, I want to burn a lot of people. The spy returns at last, creeping into the council hall. Good day to you, Your Majesty. I have learned much. A Warlock called Etravion de Opere is drawing power from a hulking artifact buried deep in the very soil of the East. That sounds very fucking dangerous. Etravion is preaching that the time of the church is at an end, and that this limb of the 8th god will bring freedom and prosperity. We gotta fucking kill this guy. Yeah, there is no compromise. Assassination is the way, in my opinion. Assassination is the way. It's a warlock. One easy target. Boom. One easy target. No point risking many people's lives, right? Like, we try to assassinate the guy. If that doesn't work, then we lead a charge. But we should try. And if the 9th helps us, as I'm sure he will, this will be easy. I'm sure he will help us. Because this is what we're meant to do. Fuck. Maybe not. Anise settles as your agent departs. Soul Dragon, welcome back. After several weeks, your spy master nervously reports that the charred body of your spy has been dumped on the palace steps. Charred. That's not good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, let's see who we can marry. Let's get distracted. Let's get some good news in here. Yes, I know. Let's see the bachelors. This is Harald, firstborn of the Northern Marleytine clan. From what I've heard, he knows exactly what he wants and will do whatever is necessary to get it. Always got his nose in a book. From what I've heard, he's an incredibly driven person by all accounts. Gets up at the crack of dawn each morning and goes for a swim in a frozen lake. I guess I can see the appeal. Nice wig, by the way. Oh no, you got it wrong, Electri. You got it wrong. This is Zymul, the eldest son of the Eastern Steel Dynasty. I met him at a party once, but all he did was squeak out a hello and run off. Seemed nice enough. Spends most of his time with the fencing master, mastering the blade. Half the East are in love with him apparently, and the other half hate him. I mean, he's intriguing. He's a twink. From the coast, we have Justin, the wealthy heir to noble patrician Shinyquirk's estate. I mean, just look at him, he's gorgeous, and apparently he's got a silver tongue too. Very twinky. He'll easily give away half his fortune to the church. Much to everyone's surprise, going by his business history though, it's not like he would have done anything useful with the money. I love this guy. Please let me marry him. Please let me marry him. From the south we have Tristano. Oh my god, Tristano. The eldest son of the That Which Lurks lineage. He's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? Like many in the south, he claims to put his faith in the ninth god above all worldly concerns. He's got grand plans by all accounts. He wants to change the world. Not bad at all. And finally we have the March's offering. Ah, come on. No, look at this guy. Lawrence, yeah, no, this is not twinky at all. Like most of the Barons, his great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from his crossbow. He's got a reputation for not giving a damn what anyone thinks of him. Well, you know? Meh, is what I say. Well, let's look at the two good options that we had, which are Tristano. It definitely is between coast and south, yes. Tristano, ego the size of the sun. That's the thing that worries me a little bit, you know? Because you have to be humble in the eyes of the ninth. So it might actually be Justin. You know? Gorgeous. Humble. Generous. Useless. Fantastic, the perfect husband. Yeah, it is Justin. It is indeed Justin. There you go. It's Justin. Coastal twink, indeed. That's I'm the queen. Yeah, exactly. So the current head isn't very active about it, so Justin donating money to the church is accurate. Fantastic. Excellent. Let's make the arrangements, and let's end the season, and let's see what happens. Deep in the back rooms of the royal palace, the southern grandees are poring over secret letters and scribbled diagrams. On the wall is a corkboard filled with pins and crisscross color string. The Monarch has finally found a match, even if it isn't who we had hoped. Now they just need to get on with the wedding. Indeed, and then on to producing an heir. The chiefs have been propping up the Monarch's authority a lot recently, which is highly suspicious. I wouldn't be surprised if we were trying to use it against them somehow. Then we've got to keep up our efforts. Grandees, you gotta help me out. In a dingy seaside tavern, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Who is this? J. Joe, hi! Angry lad. The treasury is not empty. The Monarch won't be tempted by our loan offers. Maybe we could arrange some kind of heist? Don't get ahead of yourself, little patrician. The coup will be conducted entirely within the bounds of the law. We have our principles, after all. Patricians aim to lower the treasury to 1,500 or less. We have the Barons. Baroness Smito is hosting yet another tour of her trophy room. Once everyone has finished admiring the new stuffed lion, they settle down to discuss the real reason for their meeting. The common folk are getting rowdy, and it's all thanks to us. Now that they know how much wealth the Monarch's hiding, they're itching to get rid of them. Careful we don't get too riled up, mind you, or they'll start asking questions about our wealth as well. I don't know who you are. Hey, now it's the time to incite some real case. Show them that Monarch Zylma is not only greedy, they're utterly incompetent too. For the next stage of their scheme, the Barons must lower stability to 4 or less in 4 seasons, alright? And that's it. Oh, that's what I wanted. Give me some Iron Choice. That's what I want. There you go. Fantastic. Second schemer, invisible person. So let's start with the wedding, right? Or with the cousin. Let's start with the wedding. Your wedding to Justin is the talk of the kingdom. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one taking part. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Justin at your side. Do you take this man as your lawfully wedded husband? Well, I do. Then I pronounce you married in the eyes of the kingdom. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast, and after the feast, a dance. Your new husband leaps up the attention, delivering a witty speech in which he flatters you outrageously. By the time you find yourself alone with Justin, it's past midnight, and you've never felt more tired. You danced so very beautifully. It was such a wonderful day, wasn't it? Yes it was. Yes it was. Endure a long conversation in which Justin seems determined to flatter you relentlessly and agree with everything you say. By night's end, you still don't know who Justin really is. His real personality is concealed beneath 100 layers of etiquette. You go to your separate bed chambers, still strangers. Love you, Justin, whoever you are. Now let's burn something, please. Please, let's burn something. We've cracked it, Your Highness. Golems are powered by scrolls imbued with the words of Kaldavaga, the Ashmedian machine god. We could build golems of our own, but we'd need to pray to Kaldavaga too. Need I even say it? Heresy! Heresy! Hi, Inquisitor Eulogia. Welcome in, and thank you for joining the court today. This is very nice of you to be here. Welcome, welcome. Eulogia, stepping in for Phoebe after her unfortunate fate. Thank you, Lurks. Everybody. 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 I pray to you. Please let us forbid it. Please let us forbid it. Please let us forbid it. For the good of the kingdom, let us forbid it. We cannot allow these heresies to thrive. We have to forbid it. If we let this pass, then Ainth will dismantle our world. Like, don't you get it? Do you not understand it? You have been swindled in recent years. All this talk of prophecies, all this talk of ancient poems telling you what's going on. You got it wrong. All this talk of a sleeping ember as if such a thing existed. This sleeping ember thing, that's a sham. This is all the Ninth's doing. The Ninth is putting us to the test. Because we let heretics in the kingdom. The cathedral that we built could have been a redeeming factor. And we botched it. We showed the Ninth. We showed the Ninth that we're not able to worship him appropriately. And now he's teaching us how to be humble again. He's teaching us that our words don't matter. That we should worship him with facts, with what we do. Huh? Why do you think people are burning when praying? The Ninth is humbling us. The Ninth is reminding us how powerful he is. He wants us to be quiet and humble and be nice servants and worship him with acts of good faith like this one. And if we don't, if we let these heretical practices spread in the kingdom, then it will truly be the end. So, please, I ask you, Council, to forbid this practice. This is pretty close. 7 to 9. 8 to 9. We have to forbid this. We have to forbid this, nobles of the council. 10 to 11. This is incredibly close. 10 to 12. I'm gonna count down from 5. 4. 3. 2. 11 to 13. 1. And 0. Oh my god, that was pretty close. 11 to 13 in the end. Just 2 votes, of which one... No, that was... Never mind. Yeah, just 2 votes. By the 9th, this was our only chance to even the playing field between us and Ashmead. You're all fools. Barons, this is for the better. There would be no playing field if we let those things into our kingdom. Nobles of the council. You did the right thing. You did the right thing, and you will see the Ninth will help us out. You will see our good faith. The Spymaster strolls into your library while you're reading, dragging your cousin Lord Fitzalbert by the scruff of the neck. A moment, Your Majesty. What in the world happened now? Lord Fitzalbert wriggles half-heartedly with a sulky scowl. I've intercepted a number of threatening letters from your cousin, Your Majesty, nothing of concern, but recently he hired an assassin against you. A very poor one at that. I haven't seen any assassin. The Spymaster smiles. Oh my god, you are so good, Lantina. No, you haven't. You've treated me dreadfully, why shouldn't I move against you? The so-called assassin was nothing but an amateur. Frankly, I'm amazed he didn't trip over and stab himself before I got the chance. But your cousin's actions raise concerns. I mean, this is treason. Should burn. In a monastery? No. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think we should imprison him. Pretty clear to me that we should imprison him. He doesn't deserve life in a monastery. He belongs either in a dungeon or outside of the kingdom. Pretty clear to me. There are monasteries in the north. He would be able to fuck that up too, you know? Yeah, exactly, Amy. Yeah. Yeah, Zylma is all about burning. Like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. Just let me burn some things too. You know, I want to burn stuff too. Come on. Zylma is all so excited about it. Alright, looks like it's gonna be B. The council voted for exile and not to imprison Fitzalbert. Okay, that is amenable. Lord Fitzalbert, hell yeah, is loaded onto a ship to Dania, where they don't care for aristocratic titles. Shouldn't gain much traction there. Several northern merchants send you letters of gratitude. Your cousin has been thorn in their side for some time, incessantly begging for free gifts. Perhaps he'll cause less trouble now that he's out of your hair. Regardless, he's no longer your concern. And this is the doom of Dania. Alright. Let's go. Easing the tension, the warlock's letter, and putting on a show? What is that? What is that? Let's start with the warlock. Oh, that makes sense, Mito, yeah. A strange letter has arrived, Your Majesty. I think it must be from Travion, the Uppery. You reach out your hand to take the letter and it bursts into flames. Why is everything burning? Your spymaster throws the burning missive to the ground and then in the next moment it morphs into a screeching spirit made of living fire. Witchcraft! Witchcraft! Speak, apparition. Have out with your devilry. This is such an Inquisitor sentence, right? Oh, it's Trent. I'm starting to think about that, Shiny, yeah. Kill it with fire. But like this sentence here, this phrase here, speak apparition, have out with your devilry. This sounds like spoken by an Inquisitor, right? This reinforces the thing that I said earlier about Zylma having studied to become an Inquisitor. A voice like, oh my god, have I ever seen this? I don't even know. This reminds me of like the fire spirits in Final Fantasy. A voice like iron dragged over hot coals proclaims, I hear your wish to kill my master. I know you tried, you pig. Meet with my master at his temple, beneath the gods' good ground, or he will drown the east in blood. The burning spirit takes flight and begins to circle the council chamber. We'll have no parley with this madman. Tell this abomination to be gone. My god. That's true, Vasper. I have a notion, Your Majesty. A parley would present the perfect opportunity to ambush the 8th chapter's inner circle. Why not? Honest meeting? No. Veto A. Absolutely. I would say... use the meeting as an ambush, but like they're both good in my eyes, right? The important thing is that we don't parley with this piece of shit, with this heretic. I'll let the council decide the approach. I think that the Monarch would go for an ambush here, but yeah. Yeah, I think the Monarch would go for an ambush, but they're both very risky. If we must, I at least will act with honor. I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. If you put it that way, then yeah. Then yeah. We might... I love how all the patricians are for the ambush, and most other people are for taking up arms. The devious patricians been like, yeah... It's okay, just, you know, backstab them. Alright. Taking up arms, it looks like. Let's go. The burning spirit shrieks and then dives at the floor. It vanishes in a shower of sparks. Your spymaster approaches the scorch mark and looks troubled. It is an image of you, Your Majesty. Hung from a tree. Wait, you know what would be cooler? Here? Oh, a small pawn, definitely refresh because you have like 2 minutes of delay. You know what would be cooler? If this left a stain of soot on the ground, just like what happened with Harald III. Let us pray. Maybe not, Lucius. Maybe not. The Archbishop comes to the middle of the chamber and kneels against the black marks made by the vanished spirit. War is at hand and you must lead this kingdom to prosperity or ruin on the field. Oh, this is topical. Oh my god. Oh. Well, let's ease the tensions here. Yeah, I think so, Shiny. Your Majesty knows of the Council, tensions are running high, but the kingdom itself is stable. Perhaps it's time we forget our past troubles and come together as friends? What do you have in mind, Chancellor? We could exchange gifts or hold a friendly competition. A fashion show perhaps, or a game of riddles. Your Majesty, why don't we hold a vote on a team-building exercise to help you and the Council trust each other again? I mean... I'm fine with this. I'm just gonna let the council vote on this. This sounds like a lovely idea. Isaac, thank you. First useful thing you do since the start of the reign. Nah, Isaac is doing a great job. Mm-hmm. 8 to 12, this is still kind of close. 9 to 12, there you go. So I'm gonna count down from 5 here. If you haven't voted, this could still be tied. Counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. 9 to 12. There you go. Riddles it is. Wonderful, and make the arrangements at once. The nobles can work together on the riddles with a hefty cash prize if they get it right. The nobles of the council begin murmuring. This is a chance to prove the sharpness of their wits. They better brush up on their riddles. Invadiel, is that how I pronounce your name? Welcome in and thank you for joining. Hi, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. You are a patrician. How you doing? You are joining a recurring roleplay dynasty here that is modded to play with all 5 regions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in chat and people are going to be more than happy to answer. Putting on a show, let's go. Swede, you might want to refresh. Thank you, Vaspir. Oh, Hesperus, look at you. Your Serene Highness, I have the most wonderful solution to all that excess gold cluttering your treasury. What excess gold? We should put on a Moxie battle in the coastal arena. For too long, we've put up with gladiators fighting to the death on dry land. Boring. Yeah, that sounds expensive. That's the point. It would be the event of the century. We waterproof the arena and fill it with seawater. Then we crew a few custom-built ships with our most expendable gladiators and have them duke it out before a screaming crowd. I mean, technically the arena is a container. Oh my god. This sounds like a waste of time to me. This sounds like one of those extravaganza situations from the coast. The arena is a container, yeah. Huh. It is, yeah, it is a structure. Kaji, is a horse a container? Debatable. It probably depends on whether the horse is open or not. You know what? Zylma doesn't want to hear a thing of this. Sobriety, humbleness. So I'm gonna use stop the count here. Is a horse with wheels for legs a container? Only one way to find out. So you gotta build them in front and in the back of a river. So, as per usual, stop the count. You will only have 15 seconds to vote. So this might be a good time to refresh. And as always, with stop the count, I'm gonna count down from 10, and then start the vote at 0. Sorry, when I hit 0, I'm gonna start the vote, and then you'll have 15 seconds, and after 15 seconds, the vote will end automatically. So you can start voting a little bit before I reach 0 in case you have some delay. And if you post too early, you can change the capitalization of any letter to be able to post it again in chat in Twitch. All right. I'll count down from 10 and then start the vote here. Zylma doesn't want to hear anything of this. Just want to forbid it. Counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, get ready to start, 2, 1, 0. You have 15 seconds. Vote now. Vote now. Vote. Cast your vote. 9 seconds. 9 seconds. Vote. Come on. Oh my god, it's a tie. 13 to 11. 13 to 11. 13, 14 to 12. 3 seconds left. 3 seconds left. It's so close. 15 to 11, I think. 15 to 12 or something. That was pretty freaking close. Good job. Fuck, we're holding the thing. Oh no, why? 15 to 12. That was pretty close. Damn. Oh my god. I suppose it's a little impractical to waterproof the entire arena. I'll make the arrangements to hold the mock battle at sea. A few weeks later, the show is held just offshore with audience members jammed into a few overcrowded cargo ships. Starts off well enough with the gladiator ships circling each other and firing specially made mini cannons. Unfortunately, in a particularly exciting moment, a gladiator captain swinging a rope, catlets between her teeth, the crowd rushes forward to get a better look and tips their boat over. Dozens of people drown, including many of the best artisans in the coast. Lady Patricia Hesperus sinks to her doom, weighed down by her gold and silver jewelry. Hesperus, no! Hesperus. Hesperus. The cuteness is dead. No. I feel like Lumi is definitely haunting us from beyond the grave, you know? That might be the case. Oh my god, Hesperus, what a way to go. Thalassophobia, drowning with your pockets filled with gold. Because she wanted to be cute, Vaspier. Was she drowned or boiled? Both. Yes, is the answer, Lurks. We truly are doomed. The common folk whisper that the disastrous sea battle was a huge waste of money and shows that you have no control over your spending. God damn it. In a dingy seaside tavern, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Oh, good job though, patricians. The treasure is practically empty and the monarch is struggling to find their ambitions. We're perfectly placed to offer them a loan. So helpful of us. Indeed, these loan agreements will be as friendly as a bear trap, absolutely loaded with hidden catches in the small print. Now watch me work my magic. Good evening, Lord Patrician. What exactly is the purpose of this meeting? I heard about the Monarch's recent money troubles and I thought we could both benefit. Sign here and here. This agreement does seem fair. Very well, I'll sign. Liar is getting fired. Oh my god, that's a lot of money. Holy shit. No way, Hesperus. This is really the first time you die in one of my dynasties? In 130 episodes that you've watched, this is the first time? Holy crap, that's insane. You are a survivalist. Good job. Oh my god, there are people who've died countless times. It's amazing. Yeah, that was a cool fight, right? Yeah, from 2100 to 100, back to 2100 immediately. Good stuff. Oh, Sparse actually... Sparse spent money, 300 gold. Yeah, shiny, you probably died immediately, yeah. Oh no. 7 pages, oh my god. Post something. The Monarch will be pleased. Good night, Lord Patrician, and may the 9th bless you. Liar is fucked. See? Easy as pie, but it's not enough to bankroll the Monarch. The rest of the kingdom must be in debt to us as well. To advance their scheme, the Patricians must have the highest trade of all regions in 3 seasons. Well, that's gonna be a tough call. Well. Auction time, everybody. Auction time. Auction time. Look at the options. Look at the options. Yeah, somebody's saying Chiefs, please don't lower faith. I mean, if the Chiefs lower faith, they go against the common quest that is left. Indeed. Well, we'll see what you do. We'll see what you do. If you don't want the Chiefs to lower faith with the observatory, you better fund 2 other buildings very highly. We'll start the auction in 3, 2, 1. Starting. Exclamation mark. Fund followed by the letter of the building you want to fund, followed by the amount of money you want to spend. Your options are raising authority with A, lowering stability with B, lowering faith for the chiefs with C, lowering military for the chiefs with D, raising farming for the counts with E, lowering authority with F, lowering farming for the grandees with G, lowering trade for the grandees with H, raising faith for the patricians with I, raising trade for the patricians with J. And C's been funded right now. So you better spend that money, y'all. 30 seconds left. I'll let you know when there's 20, 10, and 5 seconds left. Right now, the observatory's been funded. Never mind, not anymore. Somebody else is funding some things. 20 seconds left. Come on. Spend your money. The observatory is not being funded currently. So faith is not being lowered for the chiefs. If you're gonna lower that faith, you better spend that money now. 10 seconds left. I'm gonna let you know when there's 5 seconds left. Just a little bit here. Spend your money. 5 seconds left. Oh my god, 10,000 on a monument. Look at the barons. 1 second. Boom. Good job, barons. Good freaking job. Look at that. 10k. Exactly 10k. With Maito and others spending. Maito spent all their money. Good job. The barons are trying to secure a chance of survival. Risk player, let me tell you. Risk player, you have 500 gold right now. Good job on the barons. Look at that. The barons are probably broke right now, yeah? I mean, risk player is second richest with 500, so yeah, definitely. But, good job. And Marley, let me see how much money you have too. Marley are here. You have 1400. 1400. Null Arc, you have... I think you're here. 0. Absolutely 0. You're broke. Good stuff, everybody. So, oh, look at that. Patricians raising trade. And, yeah, the barons raising authority, but most importantly, completing one of their regional quests, trying to secure some mean of salvation in case the conquests are not completed. Good job. Fantastic. Let's update the list on the Discord and on the other places. Amazing. Good job, Barons. Good job. So, let's see what we have here. Pagan prophecies. Oh, these are... Yeah. Let's do Pagan prophecies real quick here. The Northern Chief's God Speakers have uncovered an ancient prophecy. Quote unquote, 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 unquote. What do you care about some pagan prophecy? As much as I appreciate your devotion to the Ninth God, this is quite important. That's funny, little arc. What she means to say is the chiefs plan to use the prophecies to justify unseating you. True or not, many Northerners believe it. Oh, Ninth the Bob. Quiet. The prophecy tells of an authoritarian monarch who is overthrown by a Northern warrior, the savior of the pagans known by names such as the Thronebreaker, the Sword of Valtor, or the Lord Render. That's you, by the way, the authoritarian monarch, not the Lord Render. The prophecy calls for the collapse and death of all false gods, including the Ninth, whom Kvenelkvis will lead into a bubbling cauldron disguised as a magical pond. This is sounding very heretical. Worse than heresy, Your Majesty, it's a lie. We must strengthen the church in the north. Besides, falsifying their prophecy, it might even save a few misguided Northerners. The pagans still blindly worship their own gods, however. If we don't act soon, the kingdom will be lost. Well, that's interesting. We'll definitely not do that. I'd send priests to the north, but it's up to you to decide. It is up to y'all to decide. I'd say let's send priests to the north. We have to spread that faith. What are we gonna do with the counter prophecy, right? That is no good. I mean, A is absolutely useless game-wise. At least for counteracting the scheme, right? But it does help the quests, which is good. Which is really good. Dancia, hello and welcome in. I think you have to join first. Exclamation mark join followed by your pronouns and you're gonna be able to join the game. Well, it looks like it's gonna be A. Let's go. The Archbishop mobilizes the priesthood. Emergency sermons are held in every church across the kingdom, warning the faithful to stay vigilant against pagan lies. Look at that. Look at that. Well, that's good. Yeah, exactly, Kanye. Hundreds of priests are sent up north to preach to the local populace, which naturally causes tensions with the chiefs. You hope it will be enough. Alright. Let's quickly do About Your Heir, and then there's gonna be some ads running in a second, I see. Your marriage to Justin is not what you'd hoped. He seldom sleeps in your bed, and over breakfast you exchange only a few frosty words before he departs to the chapel. The last thing on your mind is procuring an heir, but the needs of the kingdom must prevail. You need an heir, and I think... How many of them burn? A few for sure. Exactly, Swede. I love that too. Yeah. So, my manly son. I think it's gotta be a child together. We gotta do our duty. Yeah. Child together, for sure. Yep. Alright. Let's try to do this event, and then if the ads start, we're just going to stop and take a quick break. There you go. They're starting right now. So I'm going to be taking a quick break here and refilling my water bottle and using the restroom. I'm going to be back in 3 minutes. So yeah, use the opportunity to stretch your legs a little bit, grab a snack, grab a drink, and yeah, I'll see you in 3 minutes. Alright, welcome back everybody. Thank you so much for sticking around. Let's continue. A terrible secret. Let's find out what this secret is. Look at that, the High Inquisitor being in all the scheme countering situations here. Your Majesty, my agents have learned that the Counts are trying to reduce the Church's influence in the East. But the Church is doing well. I never said they were succeeding, but what's more alarming is why they're doing this. The Counts are planning to hollow your mind and summon demon, fill the void and take possession. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ryana, hey! Good luck with work and thank you so much for being here. No, you are awesome. Truly. I really appreciate it, Ryana. Thank you. It was lovely to have you here. Again, good luck with work. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. I appreciate you. So, where were we? Oh yeah, right. The demons. Right. By the time they're finished, you'll be nothing but a shell. The demon will take over body and soul. By the ninth god. I thought exactly, Your Majesty. We must bring this sacrilege to the Council's attention. So. Oh my god. Here, actually, I have to say that the more Zylma option is definitely B. Like, that would be very into ritualistic countermeasures, right? Like, this is probably something that some people, like, I can imagine that bathing in holy water is something that Inquisitors do before doing an exorcism, right? So it's probably something that Zylma has done already during their training, right? So I think that this is definitely something that they would be okay with. Yeah. Yep. Definitely. I appreciate that, Tialis. Appreciate that. and Invadiel too. And Kane, of course, the Nazarenes. And who else? Monarch. There you go. Few faithful people. Hesperus just wanted to fucking flounder this kingdom. Even the Counts are going for it, yeah. They want to survive. Look at that. Well, looks like that's gonna be it. All across the kingdom, priests deliver impassioned sermons on the dangers of the seventh god's agents. More and more citizens flock to the church, and peasants place holy symbols in windows to protect their homes from demonic influence. But many nobles grumble about the church meddling in official matters. Is Monarch Zylma in charge, or the Inquisition? And that is a very legit question, I would argue. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point, Kane. The Counts are currently under attack by a Travian's cult, so they want the Inquisition support at the moment. Good point. Huh. Far to the north, an ancient ceremony in his Moki clan hall reaches fever pitch. Bjarne, the chief's claimant, sits atop a throne of bone surrounded by god speakers chanting in a forgotten tongue. And thus, with Morgana as my witness, I hereby crown you the king of the north, the Lord Render, soon to be king of all the kingdom. Glory to the Lord Render, chosen of Valtor, glory to Morgana in the north. The assembled chiefs roar in chorus with each other, steins are smashed against each other in celebration. Now we must bring down the false monarch in the south and fulfill the prophecy. The only question is how. My dear chiefs, what do you want to do? Do you want to lure the monarch to the north and sacrifice them in a pagan ritual, trying to lower your own defiance? Or do you want to sacrifice thousands of goats to the old gods and call upon them to intervene? trying to raise your own farming. These are both insane narratively. These are both absolutely insane. Oh my god. Yeah, the first one is obvious, right? And B, if you imagine sacrifices thousands of goats, thousands of goats. So one, removing a lot of food from an already starving kingdom, you know, that basically has been feeding via cattle. And two, thousands of sacrifices, ritualistic sacrifices. So they either become super silent, or a lot of people are gonna burn, you know, just sacrifice the goat and burn alive. Oh. Ah, this is so good. This is so good. Let's go. Yeah, exactly, Amy, yeah. So it is destined, so it will be. Spread the word to all Morgana's children. The Thronebreaker has risen, and the false monarch will fall. But first we drink in honor of the gods. More cheer erupts throughout the clan hall. Come morning, there will be a lot of work to do. For the final stage of the scheme, the chiefs must lower their defiance to 5 or less. The Count rides to a remote, unremarkable spot of Warland. Soon another joins in. Unfortunately, my serfs are getting dreadfully devoured. We're in no state to make a move against the Monarch. It's far too dangerous. The High Inquisitor will pounce as soon as we do anything. The Count's aim is to lower their faith to 4 or less. It's interesting how important religion has been this dynasty. I mean, it makes sense, right? The Caldevagan barons, the importance of the northern cults, Zylma and the Inquisition. If Sevis is defeated, it'll definitely have something to do with them all doing an important ritual together. And the Grand Cathedral they all helped build. Probably, right? I mean, that's partly by design, that faith is indirectly having a large aspect, right? Because it's linked to mysticism and to rituals, which are a big part of the theme. So, who do... Oh my god. We gotta bribe some people. So we gotta definitely tax the patricians here, because they're very rich. And the grandees, because they're very rich too, apparently. Or Vaspiries, at least. I mean, no. We definitely gotta bribe these two people, so that we don't end up with a rebellion. We gotta bribe the patricians because they're so wealthy, disgustingly rich. And that might be it. Maybe the patricians too. Maybe the grandees too. I think the grandees too. Yeah, exactly, Amy. That was one of the aims. That was one of the secondary aims of this situation here. Can't bribe the chiefs? Oh, right, because that helps them, right? Yeah, but what do I know? Listen, y'all. Do you think... Like, are you still surprised by the fact that I do things not based on the chance of survival and win, but trying to roleplay and follow what makes sense narratively? Right? Like, Zylma, like, I need to interpret these stats as something that Zylma can somehow perceive, right? Yeah, I don't play to win. I don't play to win, y'all. Exactly. Zylma is the person to solve the immediate problem. Precisely. Precisely. And they absolutely are the kind of person to die for their faith. Yes. Yes. In a roleplay, I totally understand the move. In gameplay, I see it as an odd choice. Absolutely. I'm not even considering gameplay, so yeah. In gameplay, it's a shit move. But I'm not considering gameplay. I suppose I must follow the example of Justin and give some of my gold for a greater cause. Yeah, exactly, Amy. Would it make sense narratively for the chiefs to rebel? Zylma doesn't know, that's the thing. Zylma, like 7 defiance? To Zylma signifies that the chiefs might be willing to rebel. Like that the northern tribes are pretty are getting pretty agitated. So yeah, I think they do this. Yeah, I think they do this. Yep, absolutely. Ah. The Battle of the Arm. And a risky wager. So I think we do the riddles first, the wager, and then the arm. Actually, no, let's do the wager first. Hold on to your masks, hats, and other accessories, everyone. Count Katori Blueberry is about to lose a huge amount of money. Battle of the Arm is the dramatic high priority. Yeah, but we can say that it pops up at a later date, right? In Zylma's POV, they had pissed off the barons with the golden business and pissed off the chiefs because of aggressive religious pushing by the Church of the Ninth. Yep. We bet our life savings on a boat race around the coast, and I am sure to win the day. So sure, in fact, that I petitioned the council to officially sponsor my voyage. Sounds dangerous. Boiling waters. Depths below, your Serene Highness. I'm a patrician. We practically learn to sail before we can walk. He's talking rubbish, your majesty. My nimble strug... What even is a strug? Will easily beat Sparks Corruption's old boat. Or my name's not Katori Blueberry. If you sponsor anyone, sponsor me. What even is... What was it called again? Strub? Was that? What? Strug, thank you. What is a strug? Boat. It doesn't even exist. What is a strug? Flat bottom boat which was in use primarily in Russia from the 11th to 18th centuries for the transport of people and cargo as well as military uses. Dude, you're gonna lose so poorly. This thing looks like shit. There's no way you win with this. You are so fucked, Katori. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Katori. The Nimble Struck is a good name for a tavern. Right? It looks like a riverboat, exactly. Yeah, exactly, right? So that's why Zylma would want to bribe them. So Katori, you look like a fool here. But why should we sponsor... Do we want to support the person who's probably going to win here? Or do we want to decline to support anyone, is my question. I think Zylma would probably decline to support anyone here. Yeah. I think so. I think so. I think so. Yeah, not one of them, right? You'll never win this. It's terrible. Yeah, you do seem to know a lot about it, right, Morgan? Oh wow, look at that. There was a tie for a moment there. Yeah, exactly, Amy. Right, like this is pretty unreasonable. Wait, what did you vote for? Thank you, declining. Okay, 9 to 11. We're gonna be counting down from 5 here. If you haven't voted, vote now, because this might tie the vote. 9 to 12, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. 9 to 12, declining. Thank the gods. What? Are you really so cheap? It's not about being cheap. Excitement builds as merchants and tourists flock to the starting town. Soon both boats embark on their journey. They look very small and flimsy against the vast, boiling ocean. Your August Majesty, I understand you elected not to sponsor the competitors, but surely you have a sense of that one will outdo the other? Would you fancy a small wager? Listen, no. We're not wagering about people's lives. Very well, Your Esteemed Highness, but you're no fun. You return to the capital to wait news of the race. Oh yes, you have. I remember that, Morgan. So, do we do a game of riddles first, or do we do the Battle of the Arm? I think we do the Battle of the Arm, right? I think we do the Battle of the Arm. I think this is such a decisive thing that... Yeah, let's do that. Oh, look at that! You take up your place atop the steed and join your marshal on the march to the east. Beside you, the High Inquisitor leads a regiment from the Church's holy orders. Well, I guess we know what Zylma is going to do. March with the Inquisition. These heretics will pay for their arrogance in blood, Your Majesty. Soon you are inside of the Warlock's Wood. A horde of cultists have swarmed the surrounding vineyards. The ground shakes and the earth bursts asunder. An enormous metallic arm emerges, scuttling on mechanical centipede-like legs. A Travianda Operi is astride of the monstrosity, his staff held above his head. The closed fist of the giant arm begins to open. Your Majesty, we must strike before it is too late. The ninth has to help us. The ninth has not been on our side. This is the sign that we were waiting for. We have to have faith and wait for him to meet us. Oh my god, the ninth is showing his support. Steady! Steady! The horde comes crashing into your lines, but your troops hold firm, feet dug into the earth. Knights of the Church, if you ever loved the ninth, you will scale this abomination and bring down that heretic. The Holy Order breaks formation, roaring, and charges at the arm of God. Wow! Its fist is nearly open, and you can glimpse a large glowing orb embedded within the palm. Just as a light begins to build within the arm of God's orb, a knight's sword comes crashing down on the Travianda Operi, and the light goes out. The 8th chapter flees the field in disarray, and the kingdom is safe, for now. All know who to thank. Actually, the 9th. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The 9th, guys. No, not the 9th. Praise the 9th. But not too much. Not too loud. I think the counts just capped faith. Yeah. I think so. Can't believe Catch burned alive on stream. That was pretty good. Oh my god. I don't think you got the ascetic retreat, no. Oh wait, yeah, and no stat at 0. No, faith equal or higher than the combination of your other stats. So that means that you would have military farming and trade at 8 or less total. Yeah. Sevis cultists versus the uncompromising Ninethists. Last episode, the question of if the Ninth or Sevis would gain the people's worship. And now we have the answer, with both sides literally battling it out in a climactic battle. Yeah. Exactly, Swede. Yeah. A game of riddles. Let's see how that goes. Your Majesty, I've asked the court jester to help us with our game of riddles. Fiddle-dee-dee, fiddle-dee-dum, let's test our wits and have some fun. Unique region quest cannot be completed until the end of Reign 5 or 7, actually, because the dynasty can end starting from Reign 5. So, this was a terrible mistake. Preeti, what walks on 4 legs in the... Man! It's man! Thank you, Xiaobing. Spicy and Storm, that was an easy one. Your canny riddlers, after all, have pity on this poor old fool. Since the council's mood is nigh funereal, I shall break out some new material. By the way, I really like this this idea. I really like this idea that basically this is a team building effort that the regions are doing after winning a battle together, right? I really like the way that this ties together. Over the next tower, the jester capers around the council hall posing riddles and occasionally he encounters Xiaobing with an inflated pig's bladder on a stick. Finally, he sings out the final and most difficult riddle of all. I make dogs cry, I change my shape. To find me, look in a sunless lake. What am I? Make dogs cry, I change my shape. To find me, look in a sunless lake. What am I? Am I going to stop the count here? I'm going to stop the count. No, I'm not going to stop the count. Boom, I'm gonna start the vote. Do it! Vote now. Vote, 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 vote. So what is it, Hesperus? Tell us. Tell us what it is. It's Sevis. Yeah, Sevis. Famous for making dogs cry. Yeah. True. But it's starting with M for man. Hi, Morgrim. There you go. Fantastic. Good stuff. It's Mandrake. Well, looks like it's C. And yeah, Zylma would just go for it. Yeah, I think they're correct. This is so bad. Wise you are indeed, I most humbly concede. The answer is the moon. The council's wisdom has left me in awe, and what's more, it's left the monarch poor. The jester cartwheels out of the council hall, leaving the nobles to celebrate their victory and sharing their cash prize among themselves. Oh, my friends. Grandees. I knew we should have sent more Inquisitors north. We should have seen this coming. It's too late to worry about that now. They're planning to march from the kingdom and crown Bjarne king of all the kingdom. The problem is, we don't yet know how they plan to do it, and the monarch still has yet to produce an heir. Perhaps it's worth changing act? Well... Grandees, you have a chance here. You have a chance. Oh my god. You have a chance to support the monarch by diverting some extra tax from southern peasants, support the monarch with a propaganda campaign, support the monarch by donating food in their name, or stoke the fires and invent a reason to get angry at the monarch. What do you want to do? Do you want to give us a little bit of treasury? I think that's the only one that carries through, right? So, it really depends on what you want to do. Do you want to give us some money or not? Is the real question, Grandies. Yeah. Yeah, D only raises the Grandies Defiance. So yeah, the question is, do you want to give us some money, some more treasury money? And the answer is no. So yeah, you're donating food, which makes a lot of sense in the current narrative situation. So yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Agree. Praise be, this should help Zylma. Keep a good grip on the peasantry, but we can't do it all for them. Alright, that's awesome. Barons are not going to pass their scheme. Patricians aren't passing it either. The laws are gonna stay the same. And we have the blood oath. Let's see how this reign ends in blood. I think this is gonna have profound repercussions on next reign. By the way, so this is gonna be the last event for tonight. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna be quickly discussing the next affliction right after the book screen. And then after we end the episode, do not go anywhere because we're gonna start the game again. And I will need you to join in order to start the game so that we can edit the save file for next episode, alright? Let's go. I don't know, Marley. I think we can discuss that on Discord. I would start a conversation about that on Dynasty General. I would say we can, like, based on what most people agree on, we can go with that. We can even leave it unclear. Yeah, there's a cycle of revenge, exactly. Your Majesty, most exciting news today. The Northern Chiefs recognize the turbulent state of the kingdom. Even so, they've decided to throw their weight fully behind you for better or worse. What a coup! They've invited you to sign an accord of friendship and witness their commitment of unwavering loyalty in a special ceremony. Some kind of northern custom involved in a blood oath. Blood oath? I'm sure it's nothing serious. I imagine they'll just want to shake your hand once your palms are cut with a knife. Perhaps they'll sacrifice a goat? Now that would be a show. I've taken the liberty of arranging the trip. Chief Skullhero condition was most helpful with the preparation. Fine. When do I have to leave? Lumi's curse lives on, yeah. By the end of the week, my monarch, I didn't see any reason for delay. Before you head... What a coup! Before you head north, however, you make sure to check in with Justin. I hope you have a good time. Those northerners scare me a bit sometimes. They're all so loud. You don't want to come with me? I don't think it would be for me. Besides, I promised the Archbishop I'd pray with him for the next few weeks. We all know what's gonna happen, both to the Archbishop and to Justin. Something about keeping my soul clean. Bring me a souvenir, maybe? I hear they may make very nice fur coats. Yeah, Justin is fucked. The journey north is long and arduous. After your carriage gets stuck in the mud a third time in as many days, you wonder if maybe you should have diverted more funds to northern infrastructure. Such a pleasure to see you, Your Greatness. I hope the ride wasn't too difficult. How are you finding the north so far? It's not warm. That's what the welcome's for, eh? Nice. We've got food and drink laid out for you, some of the North's best meats. Do tuck in. No, they would never say that. The food is pretty good, and the music's not bad either, though you're not sure what the bard is singing about half the time. So when do we administer this oath? Not long, Your Highness, not long. We're just getting everything set up outside. Yeah, pretty much, kinda, yeah. Almost as soon as you polish off your meal, Chief Skullhero condition summons you out into the cold. You find a massive chief circling a gigantic barren oak tree. In the distance, a northern god speaker chants a deep, droning incantation in a language you don't understand. You know, this god speaker is gonna catch on fire the moment they kill Zylma. Just so you know. The event is probably not gonna say that. I'm telling you, that's what's happening. Alright? The moment they kill Zylma, this God Speaker catches fire. And keeps chanting. You find a massive chiefs circling a giant... Oh, okay. Where do I stand? They're very... They want to be done with these as soon as possible. They're very uncomfortable. You're right, Amy. Oh my god. They were predicted to die in a tree. Holy shit. See? Signs have a very definite power in this dynasty. Right over there, Your Majesty, just underneath the tree. Perfect. You stand beneath the tree beside the chanting God Speaker. You spot a dagger in her hand, but no sign of a goat or a cow or any other sacrificial creature. Now then, chiefs of the north, it is time to take your oath. Do you all swear your fealty to the one true king, from now until your dying breath? And here Zylma would be like, actually use they them pronouns, motherfuckers. The chiefs respond with raucous shouts of approval. By the old gods, I do. Hold on a minute, I'm the monarch, not the king. Then raise your axes with me, siblings, and let us bear witness to the start of a new age. The Lord Render, chosen of Baltor, will now be bathed in the blood of the Pretender. Yeah. Where are my honor guard? Quickly, save me! Just then, the God Speaker grapples you from behind. As her knife kisses your throat, you try to shout. Only a gurgle comes out. And then she fucking bursts out in flame. Your southern nuns leap into action as soon as they realize what's happened, but it's too late to save your life. Ha! A fight! Kill the false monarch's lapdogs! Chiefs, and we'll bathe in their blood as well. For glory! As fighting breaks out all around you, you collapse to the ground. Just as you're on the edge of consciousness, Bjarne, the chosen of Baltor, ambles up to you, kneeling over your body. The monarch is dead. Long live the king. Good game, everybody. GG. GG, and congrats to the Chiefs for putting a very cute king on the throne. As Bjarne bathed in Monarch Zylma's blood, a bolt of lightning struck the sacred oak, splitting it in two. It was a sign from the old gods. The Lord Render had risen. And honestly, how fucking epic is it that we have the Lord Render on the throne on potentially the last reign of this dynasty? Holy fuck. Monarch Zylma the Lawgiver, we're gonna find a better nickname for this. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, first king since Harald the third. King Bjarne, so we have wealthiest noble is sparks corruption, of course, poorest noble is Amy. And there's a little bit of it. There's a little bit of a mess here. Don't really look at this. This never happened. This is very interesting. This is interesting. This is very interesting. No, this is treasury. The treasurer. Treasurer is just, overlapping, but yeah, that's okay. Photobombing. Photobombing. So yeah, this definitely starts in... wait, 2 years exactly we reigned? So yeah, 975, right? Yeah. Oh, this is good. Oh, because it's the treasurer that is, playing the trick on us, yeah. 976, okay. Good. So, I remember somebody wishing for an eventful reign. Well, there you have it. I think we had a pretty eventful reign, and the kingdom is all set up for to complete the common quests next time. But beware. Beware. Because from now on, afflictions are gonna start hitting harder than they have. Alright? So beware. Beware. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Kane. So, let me tell you what happens the moment that Monarch Zylma dies. So the moment the Monarch Zylma dies, the Earth is shaken by an earthquake that shakes the whole kingdom, basically, at different times, you know? Yeah, there's a little bit of a rumble. Nothing too disastrous, right? Don't imagine an earthquake that collapses most buildings in the kingdom. Just a little bit of a rumble. Just a little bit. And then all over the kingdom, all of a sudden, cracks start to open. Chasms. Small chasms, but still chasms nonetheless. Not too wide, but the Earth. Yeah, the Earth, the first layer of the 8-layered cage model, yeah, start cracking open. And from the depths of the Earth, noxious fumes start exhaling. Alright? Acrid smoke and sulfurous fumes emerge from these cracks and chasms that open up all across the kingdom. And they open up everywhere, in the middle of towns, in the middle of cities, splitting buildings in two, in the middle of roads, making movement around the kingdom harder, in the middle of rivers, causing them to dry up. All right. So just imagine this anywhere, any kind of situation. Imagine this happening, and yeah. And so from now on, the kingdom is going to be occasionally shaken by earthquakes, gradually, ever stronger, with cracks opening up in the ground and noxious fumes, sulfurous fumes coming out of those cracks. Yeah. We'll see what drops. We will see. I can promise it's going to be interesting. Well, you can do that, Amy. Absolutely. You can do that. We'll see. We'll see what it affects. We'll see. We will see. Well, that's going to be the next affliction that hits at the end of Monarch Zylma's reign and at the start of King Bjarne's reign. I do not need to be reminded about the type of false and plate boundaries. Yeah, no. What is the breathing conditions? Not good if you're around the chasms. But yeah, you're being smoked, by the way. Like, to continue on the cooking metaphor that y'all came up with last time, you're being smoked, basically, okay? Oh, I see. I see. I see, Shiny. Zylma the Martyr, we'll think about it. We'll think of something. So yeah, this is going to be the... this is going to be everything for the reign of Monarch Zylma and episode 4 of the Doomfall Dynasty. Next episode might be the last episode of this dynasty, because it's supposed to be a shorter dynasty than what we usually do. So if the players, if you manage to keep all the kingdom stats, don't look at this, all the kingdom stats at 3 or above at the end of next reign, the dynasty is over. The dynasty is over. Alright? So you gotta put in your best effort next time. Try to do that. I will reveal the mechanical implications of this affliction at the start of next episode. I'll see you then. Thank you so much for playing here. I'll see you next time. Doomfall Dynasty.